My students, our today's topic is ipecac, is a native plant of Brazil actually. The tincture prepared from dried and finely powdered root. Hahnemann himself proved this medicine, and we are getting the detailed description of ipecac from original Hahnemann's writing in Mathematica Pura. Then if we consider the adaptability of the patient, generally suited to person of lax fiber, fat, fair, pale children, especially during dentition, particularly during weaning period, and women during reproductive life. The person, those who are suffering from continual nausea without relief, a tendency to hemorrhage, tendency to gastric disorder from spicy rich food especially, and tendency to periodic attack, we may think for ipecac. Then we are considering the causation for any medicine. For ipecac, if we consider causation, first of all, weather, exposure to warm, moist weather. Then from food, taking rich food, pastry, pork, ice cream, etc. Bad effects of abuse of medicine, especially quinine and antimalarial drugs. Another important cause is suppression of eruption from any eruptive disease like measles, chickenpox, etc. Now we are going forward for sphere of action for any medicine. In case of ipecac especially, the sphere of action, if we consider sphere of action, it acts on pneumogastric nerve. So it develops some gastric symptom as well as some respiratory symptom. In case of ipecac, the gastric symptom presented as continual nausea, and in respiratory field, the operation of chest, dyspnea, etc. If it is being application done in locally in skin, it will cause irritation and redness. Its systemic effect causes severe inflammation in lining of stomach and intestine. And it also causes suffocating feeling in chest, that is sense of oppression. Patient is feeling an oppression in chest. Now we are telling about the mental attitude. If we are having any mental symptom for any medicine, that should be considered to make perception about the medicine. For ipecac, though there is no elaborate mental sphere, but there are some significant symptoms we are getting. Desire many things but not satisfied on getting the things. It is also present in bryonia, we are getting that. Patient, mostly they are irritable, are very sensitive to noise, cannot endure least noise like nux vomica. Especially for children, they are very much dissatisfied. Without any cause, children are continually crying and screaming. So there is some similarity with bryonia, with arsenic, with ipecac. Not only arsenic and bryonia, there are some similarities with also entim tart and entim food also. Now we are going forward for physical generalities. First of all, whatever may be the pathological state of ipecac, patient is suffering from persisting nausea. Persisting nausea without relief from vomiting. With profuse flow of saliva, almost all complaints attending with that. Then if we consider tongue, it is clean tongue, or in selected case it may be slightly coated, generally thirstless. Another important physical finding is oppressed breathing, cold sweat on forehead like veratrum album, cold extremities, cold perspiration. And then if we go forward for desire aversion, a desire for sweetened things. Another important tendency already I have told, hemorrhagic tendency. It may be active or passive, bright red blood from all orifices. It may be lung, it may be nose, it may be mouth, it may be uterus, whatever that may be, along with oppressed breathing. So Now we are going forward for particular symptom of ipecac. The first point we are like to discuss on head. Ipecac patient, they are suffering from headache. It may be in any acute disease, it may be influenza or any other manifestation. Sensation, bruised feeling all over the bones of the head, not any particular part. Throughout the head, they are feeling a bruised feeling, and the pain comes down to root of the tongue with nausea. This kind of headache may be of rheumatic origin, but the nausea is same. Next, another particular symptom for ipecac is eye symptom, inflamed red eye and pain through eyeballs with profuse lacrimation. Eyes tire from near vision, continuous near vision. If anyone is having for continuous strain for eye, the eyes become tired. Then state of vision constantly changing. Spasm of accommodation from irritable weakness of the ciliary muscles. Nausea from looking on moving objects. So the patient, those who are having nausea, tendency to vomiting, whenever moving by car or by train or bus, whenever looking outside, due to accommodation trouble, when nausea comes, ipecac would be a very good remedy. Another objectifying we are getting in eyes, whenever ipecac patient is sleeping, eyes would be half wide open. Then we are going for gastrointestinal system. Once again I am telling, continual nausea without vomiting and profuse glary mucus in large quantities without any relief. That followed by sleepiness, worse from stooping. And most of the gastrointestinal system develops from pastry or spicy foods. Apart from that, primary effects of tobacco, especially in pregnancy, may cause persisting nausea and salivation. An excessive, indescribable sick feeling in the stomach that precedes nausea. Then we are discussing about respiratory system. Catarrh, attack of cold in warm weather, if suppressed or neglected, turns easily to bronchial spasm. From upper respiratory tract it goes to lower respiratory tract and causing trouble, spasm, with violent spell of cough. If it be happen to children lose breath, turns pale and blue in face. Whenever the child are coughing, they become very much stiff, as if strangling, and pale and blue in face with characteristics nausea of ipecac. Once again I am telling, if the patient is suffering from catarrh, will be associated with nausea. If suffering from cough, violent spasmodic cough with stiffness, that also be associated with nausea. Dry cough and rhonchi and shortness of breath in asthma with feeling of oppression in chest. Ipecac patient, those who are suffering from bronchial asthma, they may have rhonchi on auscultation with shortness of breath and feeling of oppression in chest. Patient is telling, I am getting a feeling of oppression. And cough in selected case with maybe rattling of mucus in bronchi when taking inspiration. Then threatened suffocation in throat and chest, aggravation from least exertion with wheezing, and threatened suffocation from accumulation of mucus in throat. Paroxysm of cough with gagging, obstinate painful retching and nausea. Always a tendency to vomit. But it not results into vomiting. That is why the persisting nausea is very painful. Patient may suffer from cough, from dyspnea, with wheezing, but almost without expectoration. Then we are going forward for abdomen. In stomach, there is a beautiful subjective sensation for ipecac patient if they narrate, as if stomach is hanging down, with cutting colic pain in abdomen across from left to right, cutting pain left to right, griping pain in abdomen, almost in and around the navel and intestine, tightly grasped with fingers like that. Especially in early stage of cholera, if we get griping pain in abdomen along with nausea, we may think of ipecac. Griping pain with autumnal dysentery also is a very beautiful characteristic for ipecac patient. Emmetine is one of the alkaloids of ipecac. In emmetine, whenever taking in crude form, it is a very good medicine for amoebic dysentery. But in homeopathy, when we are giving ipecac in potentized form for dysentery patient, they are having two important findings. One is autumnal, annual attack of dysentery and autumnal dysentery along with nausea. Then if we consider the stool, there are three kinds of looseness of bowel, rather three characteristic stools. First is fermented stool, foamy like yeast. Second is grass green stool like Argentum niticum with mucus and water. Third is slimy stool, that is in dysentery with more or less blood. So in ipecac we are getting three types of stool. First is fermented stool, foamy like yeast. Second is grass green stool, mucus or watery. Third is slimy stool in dysentery with more or less blood. All these stools are found very often in children, especially in summer season, often in consequence of overeating or wrong eating or wrong food habit. Then I am telling another important characteristic features of ipecac, that is a hemorrhagic tendency. Already I have told in a sphere of action, bleeding from all orifices. It may be nose, it may be stomach, lung, uterus, but the character of blood is bright red with steady flow associated with nausea and oppression of breathing. Hemoptysis is preceded by signs of bubbling in chest with nausea. In this connection, I do like to share one of my case in my early practice life. One of my close neighbor, aged about 48, 49, a lady, and she was a known case of dysfunction and uterine bleeding under gynecologist. Her treatment was going on, but suddenly she was suffering from severe hemorrhage and along with obstinate nausea. They complain patient is suffering from hemorrhage as well as nausea with a suffocation feeling as if there is oppression and breathing. And considering all those symptoms, I prescribed ipecac 30 in fractional dose for 3 to 4 times. And getting ipecac 30, the bleeding was controlled. So, for hemorrhage, whenever we are thinking for ipecac, along with hemorrhage, two important things is very important. One is nausea, another is oppression, sense of oppression in chest. And ipecac bright red profuse blood. Aconite also having hemorrhagic tendency. The character of blood is active, bright blood, but with great fear and anxiety. In arnica we are also getting hemorrhage. It is from injury and along with bodily fatigue. Belladonna may have hemorrhage with throbbing congestion head. In carbophage, if we get hemorrhage, patient will be in entire collapse condition and wants to be fanned from a close distance. Another important medicine for hemorrhage is China, that is cinchona, great loss of fluid, ringing in ears and faintness. Not nausea. Patient is feeling a faint feeling with ringing in ears. The another medicine is ferrum, ferrumate, partly fluid, partly solid, very red face and pale alternately, but with dyspnea. In this connection, I also like to include phosphorus, which having profuse and persistent bleeding, even from small wounds and tumors. In pulsatilla also we are getting hemorrhage, that intermittent hemorrhage. There are lots of hemorrhagic medicine in our Materia Medica. Just I am telling a few. But in case of ipecac, once again I am telling, if there is a hemorrhage, it should be associated with nausea, and another point is sensation of oppression in chest. Then discharges green expectoration, green stool, maybe black, dark like frothy molasses. In extreme cases of vomiting, almost they are suffering from bile vomiting, the green jelly-like mucus is coming out. Now I am telling about another sphere of action of ipecac, the very good medicine for fever. In ailments part, we have already told the abuse of quinine. Ipecac is a very good medicine. From that angle, we may think the ipecac is a good medicine for fever. Mostly intermittent fever, in beginning of irregular cases, again with nausea or from gastric disturbances, and history of abuse of quinine or suppression of eruption in eruptive fever is a very important clue for ipecac prescription. Now I am telling about different stages, what symptom we are getting for ipecac. Before chill, yawning, stretching like that, an aggravation in warm room, and external heat, with icy cold hand and feet, and very much prostrated, lassitudinous. Once again I am telling, with nausea. Heat stage is well marked, mostly continuous nausea and vomiting tendency and oppressed breathing. In sweat stage, we are getting sweat only the upper part of the body, and the hands and feet may be cold. In case of fever, relapsing malaria fever from irregularities in diet and regimen, and it was written in Materia Medica book, it is better than quinine in intermittence or after its abuse when symptom agreeing. In fever, there is a bone aching pain with all over the body, in head. Dr. Jar recommends it in the beginning of all cases unless there are special indication for some other remedy. In this point also, bone aching pain with fever, we may be confused with another homeopathic medicine, Eupatorium perfoliatum. But in case of Eupatorium perfoliatum, in chill stage, whenever patient is taking water, feels more chilly, and during that period only, during chill stage, therefore they are suffering from nausea and followed by vomiting. But in case of ipecac, if we consider during chill stage, mostly yawning and stretching, and followed by in heat stage, nausea is more well marked. In case of Eupatorium perfoliatum, they want to drink water, but after taking water they vomit. Generally, ipecac patient is thirstless. Now I am comparing with similar medicine, the ipecac persistent nausea in one or all stage. In case of arsenic, irregularly developed paroxysm with intense thirst during heat for small quantities. Already I have told regarding Eupatorium perfoliatum, bone pain, vomiting bile, and paroxysm of fever, especially in early morning. In case of Ignatia, chill with red face, better by external heat, with frequent sighing, not by yawning. In case of capsicum, chill begins between shoulder blades and spreads. Nux vomica during heat cannot uncover in least without chill. Though patient is in heat stage in nux vomica, but in that stage also they are like to be covered. In Netramior, chill mostly at 10 to 11 am and bursting headache during heat, and after sweating feels better. In Rastox, chill associated with cough and restlessness. One important finding for Rastox fever is subjective dryness in throat unquenchable thirst for water like bryonia. But in case of bryonia, they drink water in a long interval and large quantities of water. In case of Rastox, they are taking frequently. But despite of taking water, the thirstiness, subjective sensation of thirsty feeling in throat is not gone. In case of Antimptot, great sleepiness during heat and sweat with pale face. Now we are going forward for detailing suppression. Suppressed eruption of measles, already I have told, chicken pox, when rash do not develop properly, with characteristic gastrointestinal system and respiratory symptom, and recovered with ipecac. Even ipecac restores the eruption, make the disease run simple and mild course. For the chest affection, after retrocession of measles rash, Antimptot, ipecac and bryonia may be administered according to presenting totality. Now modalities. First of all, I am telling modalities with some particular states. In catarrh, it aggravates from warm and damp or moist wind, chills in warm room and external heat, cold drinks and ice cream causing colic, and capillary bronchitis of children caused by warm, moist weather, and amelioration in open air. Generally, in warm, moist weather, dry winter, hot days, cold night, all symptom aggravates. In ipecac patients, a patient generally feels better in open air. Now, relationship of the medicine. In ipecac, already we have discussed different symptoms in relation with different medicine in comparison. The complementary medicine is Cupram-Met. And ipecac is followed by arsenic in influenza, chills, croup, debility, cholera infantum, and Antimptot. Similar to Pulsatilla and Timcrude in gastric complaints. Ipecac and Pulsatilla both are useful in gastric disturbance caused by indulgence in mixed diet like pastry, ice cream, pork, fatty food. But Pulsatilla may be considered better while the food is in stomach. In ipecac, the stomach is passed out from the stomach and patient is suffering from continual nausea and continual nausea. Again, with Pulsatilla, the tongue is often coated like Antimcrude, but while with ipecac, it may be clean or there may be slightly coating. But both ipecac and Pulsatilla are thirstless. Then antidoted by arsenic and China. Now I do like to compare with Cupram-Met, how it became complementary to ipecac. In Cupram-Met, patient are suffering from cough, has a gargling sound, better by drinking cold water. Cough with gargling sound, better by drinking cold water. In Cupram-Met, there is also suffocative attacks. But suffocating attacks, even it is so severe, may be followed by fainting attacks, fainting spells. The spasm and constriction of chest, alternating with spasmodic vomiting. Cupram-Met is characterized with spasm, suffocating attack of cough, fainting spells and vomiting. Ipecac, suffocating attacks, spasmodic but stiffness and nausea. And in all cases of Cupram-Met patient, those who are suffering from respiratory trouble, manifestation with cough, they are being relieved with taking cold water. Now we may conclude about ipecac. If we consider three important symptoms for ipecac, we must remember throughout our life as a homeopathic physician. First of all, I would like to say persisting nausea. Don't forget it. Persisting nausea, no ipecac. Another important point is pressure in chest, sensation of oppression in chest. A third is clean tongue. Persistent distressing nausea with queamishness, not relieved by vomiting, aggravated by vomiting even. Nausea with profuse salivation, nausea with sick feeling in stomach. Even if we go through repertory, we will get ipecac. In obstinate case of skin eruption with itching, if the itching is very severe, patient may suffer from nausea out of itching. Then pressure in chest, shortness of breath with nearly all complaint, feeling in pressure in chest with any type of hemorrhage, nosebleed, uterine hemorrhage, whatever that may be, and feeling in pressure in chest with respiratory troubles having much collection of mucus in throat, labor or threatened abortion with oppressed breathing. So, oppressed breathing, nausea, usually going together when ipecac patient is suffering. The third point I do like to add is clean tongue, already I have told. Without thirst is a common concomitant of ipecac. Although there may be thirst, but usually ipecac patients are thirstless. Generally clean tongue, but it may be slightly coated. Please go through ipecac from Borix Metriamedica, from Allen, and also from Kent's Metriamedica. And ipecac is a very beautiful medicine, an effective medicine for your daily practice throughout your life. As a homeopathic physician, you have to use ipecac with significant effectivity in your daily practice. Ipecac will save life, especially in small children when they are suffering from acute episode of bronchial asthma. It will save life. In young girls or even aged lady, those who are suffering from uterine hemorrhage, if we get nausea and sense of oppression in chest, it will recover. So I am requesting you, please go through ipecac in detail. It is a very good medicine for your daily practice. Thank all of you. Be happy and stay at home. Be safe.